your top three Nigerian actors and top three actors of all time.
I'm gonna start with number 3. Top 3 Nigerian actors. Number 3. RMD. 2.
It's heavy.
Olu Jacobs.
Heavy.
1. Deyemi sorry, it was a girl. I don't watch Nollywood films.
Yeah.
The guys can be worse. Be like, no. And so he's like, I don't watch Nollywood films. I said, okay, that's fine. I kept saying that again. Oh, can I take a picture with you? Sorry, I don't take Nigerian pictures.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm petty like that. Yeah. You would go meet Brad Pitt, go take picture with him. There was a time in my career when I was the bad boy. No, not bad boy as in heartbreaker, but like the villain of Nollywood. And I saw it. I didn't particularly like it because I felt there has to be more.
Who's your favorite skit maker, by the way, at the moment?
Ooh. Bruh. Everybody brings something different. Look, I worked with several people during the promo, but I just got off my phone before this interview and I was watching Josh Too Funny. Josh Too Funny has the ability. I know he's about to do something really stupid. But I can't
expect the level he will hit.
You can't expect. You never see how stupid.
I agree.
He's going to get.
I agree.
And I can't drop my phone.
What's good, guys? Quincy Jones here. Of course, another amazing conversation about to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how I love to bring them on the show. This particular person I've been trying to get on the show for a while. Shout outs to his PA. You know why? You know yourself. I don't forgive. Either way, he finally made it happen. He finally came through, and I appreciate him for that. He's one of my favorite human beings and also one of my favorite actors in Nigerian movie scene and in general. I wouldn't even lie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Take Your Money, Mr. Take It All, my man, Deyemi, who feels the need to remind you of his profession, the actor.
Guy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't get it.
I apologize. We could share again.
See, the problem with you is
the
that
actor.
The problem with you is that your parents and I are friends, right? So, I mean, I have no, but
why are you saying this on the show?
But it's true,
bro. Backstory: my parents met him at an event, and they took a picture. My mom shared it. It's like, oh, see Deyemi the actor. I'm like, oh, he's my favorite. I love him. And then I'm like, oh, yo, you met my parents. It's like, yeah,
the
parents
friends.
and I are friends now.
Friends.
It's like, you little boy.
They have my number.
It's not. What were you doing in that part of Ogun State?
Bruh, I promise you, I can't even remember. It was an event. Someone died. Someone close to me died. Yes, and I had to go pay my respects. Yeah, but your parents are pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they
what happened to you?
Yeah. What? See, man. No problem. Maybe you leave our studio.
No go edit rubbish show.
No. Nah, we're cool over here. It's nice to finally have you here, man. I swear. It means a lot. And,
it's been a long time coming, man.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna say this, man. You are, in short, when I met you, you don't blow already. So it's not even like, oh, I knew you before you blew. No. You don't blow already, but the energy has always been cool, has always been very straightforward. And, you're not trying to butt kiss anybody, And I appreciate that.
No butt
appreciate
kisses
the realness. What?
No butt kisses.
What if that's appeared in a role for you?
It ain't gonna happen, bro.
No?
No.
You would turn that down?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Even when it's female?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm just all right, man. As I said, it's nice to have you here. I want to start from a particular point, right? Maybe because it's personal to me. I watched you act, produce, and do a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Walk me through the process of getting into that phase mentally and deciding to take a job.
So the backstory there is I kind of have to go back a little bit, but
Yes, please.
Uni was engineering, but I also ran a business on campus. My mom used to run a company she owned a company called Baker's World. So I used to sell her cake and bread on campus, and that's
The
kind of
same Baker's
yeah,
World?
same Baker's World, same Baker's World.
You're a rich kid now.
No.
What do you
My
have?
parents,
You're a rich
my
kid.
parents.
So at least now we know you are not starting from the bottom. Now we're here.
Okay. I'll get there. I'll get to that. And so I started that business on campus, and I got myself involved in business, right? But there was at the same time, I was part of a youth drama group on campus. So I was doing engineering, I was running a business, I was doing drama.
Drama.
Yes. Got out of school, and my mom was like, "You did so well selling this stuff on campus. Why don't you come work with me?" I'm like, "Hey, I don't have anything I'm doing right now. I have a bit of spare time." I started working with her. I worked with her for 2 years. Probably the biggest, sales revenue they've had in their entire run at the time. So I did what I did on campus in Unilag. I went to OSU. I went to Babcock, Covenant. Went to several schools, about 6 universities that I had a sales team selling bread and cake. So I had a good time. Yeah. So and that's how I got to really love sales and marketing. So I left that. And I did sales and marketing for many years with different companies, ProShare, Dillfish, OLX. I was the head of marketing for OLX when I resigned to act full time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd done some acting stuff.
OLX was one of the earliest companies that
It
really
was
opened the
top
world
three
to
e-commerce companies.
Yeah, to digital advertising.
Yes. And but I started dabbling in some small film projects. I did a short film that went viral. Did one web series, Giddy Up, back in the day, went viral. So a lot of stuff was happening, and I just said, let me take some time off this 9 to 5 thing and go try out this acting thing for like a year. I paid my rent. I did, I was okay
Just
for the
to
next
be
1 year.
good,
So I was
yeah.
like, okay, I'm good. So I went to do this acting thing, and that was over 10 years ago. Yeah. In between. So I kind of thought, that this entertainment space, my mistake, works like corporate world, where you put in the work and you get rewarded, and then every year you get promoted, that sort of
Yes,
thing,
yes.
So I would go there, be very professional, get to work on time, treat people with respect, do my job and get out. But something wasn't working. I felt like whilst I felt like I was growing, but it felt like really, really slow. And I wasn't doing the kind of projects that I wanted to do, at least not as many as it would make sense. And I just started to feel frustrated.
What did you realize was the biggest challenge at the time?
Honestly, I think I focused too much on the craft. I love the fact that I focused on my craft of acting.
Better yourself. Yeah.
Yes. And not as much on the business, especially the brand building part of acting. Right. And it occurred to me that the more, I'm going to use the word noise to mean the more in your face you are, visibility exactly that you have, the more it seemed like you would get ahead, right? So no matter how good I wasn't getting off. I mean, I remember one producer, when they asked me to be on the project and I said, this is what I want as a fee, they were like, but you don't have that many Instagram followers. I was like, like I'm the guy who comes to kill himself on set. Like I'm going to be in character, and then I'm being judged by the number of Instagram followers I have. And, I said to myself, you know what? Eventually I said to myself, there's no point fighting it, because you can be part of a group of creatives that will now start saying, hey, we're purists, we believe in just the craft, and whenever they get tired of people who don't know what they're doing, they'll come to us. But that never happens, because there's always a new set of people who are focusing more on brand than they are on the craft. So I said, let me start to do some brand building work. But before that happened, I'd gotten so frustrated, I decided, I'm going to quit this thing and get a job. And that's how we got to work in the same company.
Nice.
Yes.
Silverbird.
Silverbird. And I joined Silverbird Film Distribution, not too far away from film, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I spent the next 2 years, working, and then COVID happened, and then salaries became a thing. And I remember during COVID or right after the lockdown when they opened up, people started filming again.
How did you cope during COVID though?
This is how I coped. And then I started getting these calls. Oh, Deyemi, because all the while, whenever people call me, I'm like, oh, I'm not available. I'm busy. They thought I was on another project. They didn't realize that. And I never told anybody that I had quit acting. I was done. Like I was done. And so I said, I'd always say I'm busy.
Is this at the beginning of, you quit acting at the beginning of 2020 or?
No, this was 2019. By 2018, I was getting there. 2019, I made the decision. Then 2020, COVID happened. And, cinemas were shut down.
Right.
There was no film distribution work going on. So yeah, so it was really tough. But as I said, I started to get these calls, like, oh, Deyemi, hi, are you available for this project? And another call will come, are you available for that project? Another call will come. The difference between the previous projects being offered and these projects was that the first call came from Funke Akindele. The second call came from Kemedi Tiba. The next call came from Nia Kimalaya. Another call came from Moabudu. Another call came from Kunia Falaya. And then I was like, what
Are these people having a meeting?
But I'm done. But I need to feed my family.
Yes,
so
sir.
You know what? I will do this job. So I'll go in, with vengeance, because I'm like, you guys had me one time but I'm gonna kill it. So I'll go in, finish up, go to the next project, do until work started. When work started, I said, everybody, I'm done. I'm back to work. I'm done. I had this career trajectory that I decided this is where I'm going. I'm going from local distribution company to an international distribution company. I was planning and strategizing. Until December of 2020, that same COVID year, Get the Saga hit the cinemas and became the highest grossing movie in the history of Nollywood. Yes, and I was the lead male.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, baby. I think I've told you congrats before, but congrats on that.
Woo! And then I was listed as the highest grossing. Let me rephrase that, because it says highest grossing actor, but what it really means is actor in the highest grossing movie.
Yes.
And I did that the first year. And then the other movies started to come out, go to cinema. The next year, I was again the highest grossing actor. And somewhere along the line, I was pushing for certain things to happen within the company, and it seemed to meet some resistance. And I looked, I was like, you know what? There's this place where, there's a pull to come back, and things aren't going just as I planned. And I said, you know what? It's an easy choice to make. Mm-hmm. Let me go back. And I took that decision, and I went back to acting full time. And the years after that has been back to back, major work that I'm so proud of. And I guess, that's been the story.
And as of the time of this, recording, because if you release another movie again tomorrow, Deyemi starring, your most recent project, All's Fair As Love.
No, All's Fair in Love.
All's Fair in Love.
There's a phrase, it's called All's Fair in Love and War.
Oh, okay.
Right. There's a phrase. And so my film, I kind of like pulled from that, and I titled it All's Fair in Love.
How first, was that your first personal project?
Yes, it was.
Interesting. It didn't seem like that.
No. I had tried to produce some lower cadre films, right? Especially for like the TV platforms, for the YouTube type platforms. The first time I tried it, it didn't work. I failed. Yes. But I'd learned certain things. So fast forward to when I had this what seemed like a brilliant idea at the time. And I I pitched it verbally, by the way, no pitch deck, nothing. I was like, I just made a few calls, like, hey, I have this idea to do this. What do you think? Like, we think that's a fantastic idea. This is Film One, the biggest distribution company in Nigeria at the moment. And they loved the idea. There was also Accelerate TV, who heard the idea and they said they want to be part of it. And that's how we started the work of scripting, because it was just an idea. So we started the work of scripting and putting the people together, getting the locations. It was an experience beyond anything that I've ever done in my life. This is producing. So as an actor, my preparation for film is I get into the script, I read it, I break it down,
Into the character.
and I get in, and I get out. Now I'm there months before, 4 months, 5 months before prepping. And then we're shooting, and then we're dealing with issues that come up every single day, dealing with personnel, dealing with equipment stuff, location issues, different things. And, it's mind-boggling, but I just kept powering through, because at the end of the day, I knew that this was a make or break thing, phase of my life. I kind of felt that I had reached a point where, it was just not enough to be an actor.
Yes.
And I've never really looked at myself as just an actor. I actually refer to myself as a creative entrepreneur.
Wow.
An actor falls within that category.
Yes.
But then you don't.
It depends on the vision.
So exactly. But it allows you to think bigger, outside the box of just being an actor. And thankfully, the film came out and it looked really good. I was surprised at how good it looked.
Oh no, it looked
It looked really good. If I say to myself, but it was me having to take on some responsibilities of sitting down, editing the film alongside editors and saying, okay, this is how I want it to be done. I know the story like the back of my hand, so we can take this off, take that there. The casting was perfect. Everything just went pretty well. And then it was time to market the film and promote it, because it was coming to cinema in February,
Yes.
February 14th
Yes.
of
Nice
this
marketing,
year.
by the way.
But look, people, so people come and be like, oh, wow, lovely marketing strategy, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, guys, what you saw
Was never planned.
was not planned. It was a desperate guy
Trying to sell
trying to sell it, because I'm like, this is make or break. This is like my back's up against the wall. I gotta succeed. If I don't, I'm dead. When I say I can tell you specifically what would happen, because if that film didn't look good, my career as a producer, dead on arrival, right? And if the film didn't make money, imagine, you trying to hire me for a film, and I call one big sum of money. And you just be like, but your film did not make money. Why are you asking for? So I'm like, and I knew, I was like, so this film has to make money, So I went in hard, and you see, ultimately, I would say that there was a lot of grace involved. There was a lot of goodwill involved as well, because people, some that I didn't even know, or that I was merely just acquaintances with, they showed up for me.
Let's pause it there, because I really genuinely wanted to ask, and this is from a standpoint of being in the entertainment industry, right? I understand the concept of goodwill, and then of loyalty, of reverence, and then utilizing those in certain spaces, right? Quite a number of content you shot with Timi, right? How instrumental was it to have Timi on that project? Right, because I saw a couple of videos. You guys are making videos. You're making sort of about carrying each other, and then you're doing this. You're fighting over a woman, and all of that stuff. Right. And honestly speaking, in terms of promotion, some people put a cap to it. It's like, one content is fine. I can go about my daily life now. What was that? What was that like?
So working with Timi was a breeze. He's a really great guy, and I think the most important part of it is I've carefully cultivated. I mentioned how brand building became a thing for me, but I was careful to try and cultivate a particular type of following. People who are intelligent, people who are, and you see my page is very clean. Like you don't see people coming up to talk a lot.
No, it's very difficult to find hate.
To find hate on my page because you see how I put out what I put out is love. I'm just trying to put out.
I mean, I was going to get to that, but
but then so I carefully curated a type of fan base, so to speak, right? I think
get my bro. You relax. You get fan base, strong one.
And Timi what Timi brought to the project was an entirely different fan base, right? Because Timi
90% girls, but okay.
Timi is Gen Z Zaddy. He's the king of Gen Z.
Make I know talk.
And then he brought, the attention, he brought the film to his fan base's attention, and us just vibing. You saw the energy.
Yes.
It was all love, and it helped push the film, and a lot of people went to see the film, and it did pretty well.
I want to touch on something. How long have you and Timi been friends?
I think I've known Timi since we both auditioned for a project in 2012.
Ooh, that's a long time.
2013, thereabouts. But we've been cool for maybe half the time because we'll see each other. Hey,
what's up, bro?
Yeah, what's up? But I like what he represents, and I like his view of life, and how he does his stuff. Yeah,
particularly to that representation.
Right.
So do I.
Yeah.
But the reality show he did, I forgot the name of the reality show with Ebuka, and I don't know if you watched that.
No, I didn't.
Did you watch it?
I didn't.
Ooh, you should go watch it. But a lot of people had a different opinion about his personality on the show. Right, he got a lot of bashing. I wish you watched it so we can discuss it.
Yeah.
In my essentially,
even if I watched it, we won't discuss it.
Why?
I wouldn't discuss
It
it.
was a.
But remember, Timi is an actor.
Okay.
You always have to remember that Timi is an actor.
Interesting.
And so if you hold that in one hand and you watch that show, it might give you a different perspective. Because if I were to, for whatever reason, decide to go to a reality show, I would decide on what I want the world to see. And I'll build around, and it will be real. And if it's me doing it, you can be sure that people will believe that this is exactly who this person is, and it might not be who I am. Having said that, I haven't seen the show, so I don't know what was presented.
No, having said that, I love Timi on that show, man. I don't even care. Mans was just being honest all the way, Yeah, man. That aside, now, bruv, you're working on too many things. I'm privileged to know some of the new stuff coming.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I included, it was until the beginning of this show, I included Mr. Take Your Money. Yeah. And is there, let's speak to a freestyle you did with Magneto.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And, bro, it was a super break from the norm, according to what we know, right, on the outside. We're looking at you, you're an actor, you're an amazing actor, you're producing films, you're doing this, you're, all of that stuff. But, you're rapping. And I'm like, this doesn't look bad.
Hey.
Shirtless, obviously, but.
Market must sell.
Okay, wait. Before we talk about rapping, why you know they ever wear shit?
Well, they wear shit. I know they wear shit now.
I feel like within the next 2 minutes, you feel you're all fan now.
Okay.
Please, wait. Yeah, but why you know they wear shit?
Bruh, if you work as hard on your body as I do, you'll be proud of your body.
You guys.
You'll be proud of your body.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it feels like, but I feel
you
that.
wouldn't, not yet.
I set myself up. Okay, cool. Now, I see you're rapping. Is music one of the things that you'll be delving into soon?
I have always been curious about music. Very curious. I can show you notes from years ago where there's this concept called blue ocean strategy, right? And it's a strategy methodology that forces you to sort of look at other industries and adopt, certain ways of them doing things and bringing it into your industry. What that does is that it now, because that's the essence of creativity, right? And innovation. What it does is that you stop competing with other people within your space because you've brought in something new, and you go and create uncontested market space.
Ooh.
And so I kept thinking to myself, you see, with the way Afrobeats has been dominating the world, what can we in the film industry, or me as an actor, learn from musicians or musical artists and from the music industry and adopt, in Nollywood and in the film industry?
What's the one thing you've taken from Afrobeats, if you have?
So one thing is, and it's not necessarily just Afrobeats, it's music generally. Music is short form content. It lends itself to virality, right? There's this book by Seth Godin called The Idea Virus, and it kind of like explains, in the real sense of the word, biologically, what a virus is.
Yes.
And tells you how you can create an idea that becomes viral. And music is very viral. It's short form content. It's easily digestible. It can be passed along pretty easily and all that. And I kept saying, okay, so as an actor, if I look at the fact that music videos is video, film is video,
yes,
if I start to look at short form content and see how I can create music while I'm acting at the same time, that could help, my career. I tried to figure things out a little bit, but I was trying to focus a little bit more on the acting part, so I put it aside. Then when it was time to promote All's Fair in Love,
so let's go.
Yeah, and Magneto had just released, this is song Gen Z.
Yes.
And I kept, listening to it. I was like, yo.
Did you write your raps yourself?
No, I had help.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't string to that. What are you talking about? I think I can string two bars together. But I Magneto.
Who helped? You want to shout out?
So for Magneto, are you kidding? That guy is a genius.
Yes,
because I told him, I said, look, bruh, I want to do this with you. He was like, yeah, we should do something together. But I'm like, I don't know anything, no. I was like, come, I got you. And I got there. And he dropped the bars. And let me say this. He would say something, I'm like, why don't we say this? Why don't we change it like that? And he would do it and it would work. And then I started to, rap. And he seemed surprised at how fast I picked it up. Yeah. And I was like, I be actor. No surprise.
It's not your rap.
So that happened and we had a hit song. Yeah.
Now, who would you say, I know that this would be very difficult, who would you say has been the easiest to work with in your journey as an actor? What project would you say, look, man, I have looked all gravy on the screens, but this person made it so easy? And who would you say gave you the toughest time in terms of directing and production, and everybody, even actors, gave you the toughest time on screen so far? Not like the person is a bad person, no.
No, I know.
I know. Yeah.
That's such a difficult question to answer. And it's really because, so the way I see it, I've never gone on set with any diva mentality.
Yes. Even in real life.
So I'm pretty easy to work with.
Yes.
On the one hand. The other part of it is that I'm so excellence focused that could be an issue if you are not aligned with me.
Interesting.
So on set, I will call out anybody who is tampering with that level of performance that I'm trying to achieve. And I don't care who the person is. It's, I know where we're going.
The job.
The job has to be done. So if you don't do your job, I'm doing my job. Right? If you don't do your job, we're going to have an issue. So you're asking me who has made things the easiest for me and who has made things the hardest for me. I'm the guy who makes things easy and hard at the same time.
Why did I see this ending?
I'm telling you, like, and it's beautiful when I'm on set with people who get it. And thankfully, over the last few years, all I'm doing is amazing work with amazing people. And I think part of it was one day I decided, you know what, I'm not going to work with people who I don't believe, have that same drive. And that's what's really helped over the past few years. See how I didn't answer your question?
No. I did feel.
But you see how I didn't answer your question?
Baba, not be today.
Yeah, but
Not be today.
I still have a career to
They swing.
make I go mention person way.
No, but if Allah mention who make her easy, I be easy na problem.
Bro. Honestly, that's the answer. That's the answer the way it is.
Okay. All right, man. Now, I want to point something out, right? Over the years, there's been mild conversations about a collection of skit makers,
Right.
and ostracizing from the Nollywood side of things.
How do you mean?
So, essentially, this is how I see it. A lot of skit makers, right? A lot of them really started making skits, not just for the fame, but also to get into the movie scene.
Yeah.
Because they have a knack for acting.
Right.
Or probably have a passion for acting or what have you. But in this situation, some of them have come out to say, look, man, these movie producers, actors, directors, and all of that are not particularly, giving us the way into this market, essentially. They're being blocked, or whatever have you. And I don't know how true that is. But from your perspective, what do you think? No, I would never say what's your take. What's your view on this circumstance or on this situation?
I never say what's your take. What's my view and what's your take? What's the difference?
You're different. Don't know what's your take, and man, Bimino.
Okay.
So what's your take? And you think it's really fresh?
See, if you're ever trying to do anything different from the norm, if you're known for something and you're trying to do something different, it's going to be difficult. And nobody's going to readily roll over and allow you. I've learned that the hard way. So if anyone finds themselves in that situation, what I would suggest is just keep that vision alive and keep working towards it. There was a time in my career when I was the bad boy. Not bad boy as in heartbreaker, but like the villain of Nollywood. And I saw it. I didn't particularly like it because I felt there has to be more. Like I want to play. I want to play the lover boy. I want to play the good guy. Give me pastor. Give me.
No, he's taking these two roles.
Yeah,
actually, the bad boy and the action guy.
So they were giving me that.
Oh, sorry, lover boy and action guy. Sorry.
And I said to myself, you know what? This is the opportunity that I have. I'm going to maximize this opportunity. And so I took every villain that I was ever asked to play and I made them so different and still so believable. You will never see a film and say, okay, first of all, this is Deyemi. No. Or this is similar to something else. They would always be. So as I always said, back in the day, I say, they try to put me in this box, but I made sure that I painted
the box differently.
And I worked with what I had until people started to realize, okay, you know what? This guy can do more. So they put me in a film where I'm the prayer warrior, and it worked. I'm in Skinny Girls in Transit, I play marriage counselor, and it worked. I'm doing other stuff, and now, we're getting into the phase of, or the era of action films in Nollywood and epic movies and stuff. And Yoruba films are really popping now. And I'm doing all of that. So I've been able to change or transition from the box that, was created as an opportunity for me. And I use that to get into other things. So I think anybody who finds themselves in a situation where they feel like they're not being, the path to where they want to be is not readily available, I just think that they need to really put in extra work. And it will come, it will happen. Yeah. By the way, those skit guys are super creative. Like I've worked with several of them during my promotion of
promotion. Yes.
and I was like I'm not you guys trying to even come into Nollywood.
Well, you got great.
I want to join you. Can let me join? But again, people are passionate about different things, and you let them just explore. Yeah.
Who's your favorite skit maker, by the way, at the moment?
Bruh. Everybody brings something different. Look, I worked with several people during the promo, but I just got off my phone before this interview and I was watching Josh Too Funny. Josh Too Funny has the ability. I know he's about to do something really stupid. But I can't
expect
drop
the level he will hit.
You can't expect you never see how stupid
I agree.
he's going to get.
I agree.
And I can't drop my phone. My data doesn't and then I'm like, oh my God, not this guy.
Bro.
Mr. Macaroni, amazing guy.
I love it.
But I worked at Dollars. Dollar.
Dollars is so pure hearted. It's ridiculous.
He's so creative. Like, we sat down, talked about some stuff, and he was like, yo, let's do this, let's do that, I'm like, where did that come from? Brilliant guy. Isbeyu has this show
Yes.
that is crazy right now.
Yes.
There's Kiki, there are tons of guys
I love Kiki
doing amazing stuff. So it's hard to say who's my favorite because I get different things from different people. It's like asking me what's my favorite food when I like jollof rice, that smoky jollof rice, and then I also like amala, and then if you give me pounded yam on the Sunday,
with that as well.
I'm there for, so it's hard to choose.
Spaghetti is fine for me.
Spaghetti?
Yeah.
Really? You don't work out, do you?
Spaghetti guy.
If you work out, you won't be eating spaghetti.
What would I eat if I was working out?
A lot of proteins, You could do carbs like the amala.
Is pounded yam protein?
No, it's carbs. Yeah.
Spaghetti now, wouldn't.
But it's real carbs. Spaghetti is not like, I'm not going to say any other.
No, please say
like
it.
Noodles too.
Because you see, all these gym bros.
Yeah.
This is why I don't like them on the show.
Well,
all these gym bros.
Why don't you like us?
They're trying to tell you how there's 2% carbs and 5%
why don't you
omitocin.
Why don't you like us?
Talile,
No, what are you saying?
My guy, I love it. Now, let's speak to this. When you look at Nollywood as a whole, right? We're doing things right now that it's like Afrobeats, but I don't think Nollywood has realized. There's a time in music where it was 70% foreign music and 30% Nigerian music.
Yeah.
And it's facts.
Yeah.
Right now, we still have, obviously, foreign movies, they have a stronger hold.
Through music,
but, bruv, people are turning up to the cinemas, feeling seats day in, day out for Nigerian movies. And then you have these movie, are they distribution companies? Streaming, movie streaming platforms as well, coming in, coming through, splash this bread in. And it looks fantastic. I'm not going to lie.
So, like with music, Nigerian artists, musical artists made Nigerians believe in Nigerian music. And once we believe in something, not Nigerians now, once we believe in something, whether good or bad, we're behind it. We're behind it. In fact, if you own something and Nigerians believe in that thing that you own, suddenly becomes a Nigerian thing. I'm not going to mention.
We love it.
Different thing. We will just take it from you.
We colonize us.
What Nollywood has done over the last, say, 10 years is that it has made Nigerians believe. And so Nigerians are promoting Nollywood films. I can't tell you how many times I've heard of watch parties being done across the world, in Jamaica, in America, in the UK. People come together, they're carrying their friends. Yeah, come to my house, let's have a watch party. They're watching, films, especially this All Fair in Love. Like, I heard some really crazy things. And I think ultimately Nollywood is, we're about to hit that tipping point. We're closer than we know. We're about to hit that tipping point. The world is seeing what we're doing. They're getting more curious by the day. And it will get to a point where there will be a massive demand for our content. And once that happens,
It's done.
it's a game changer. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah. And guess what? We are the only industry that promotes positive black values. And we make black look so good. Really.
Please, why are you using that voice?
What
And we
voice?
make black look so good.
About they sell my
Really?
But
How about they do voiceover?
I will collect
Relax.
a job very soon. Are you joking? Please, do you need a new
No, we don't.
podcast, new host?
Think for thanks.
But yeah, so we do make black look so good. The culture, some of the values, some things, of course, not everything, but some of the values that we bring to the table. Every person of African descent across the world is watching us. They're looking at us and they're proud of us. Yeah, and I can't wait for that. Yeah.
We are all proud of you too. Like Nigerians are proud, bruh. You guys are doing it. We're proud of you too, bruh. Now, honestly, because there was a time where you were the first guy. It's like, no, I don't watch Nigerian movies, bro. It's like, yeah, some guys. No, for real. Oh, you never saw that?
I saw it.
It's like, nah, I don't want Nigerian.
Bro, I go cinema.
Come on, bro. You can't do that right now.
I'll go sell film tickets. Go sell tickets. I will be there,
Bro,
my word.
Fast and Furious is feeling, and Nigerian movie is feeling.
Bruh, I will be cool. I will go to cinema to go and sell tickets. And I'm like, hey, there's Nollywood. Oh, no. I don't want Nollywood films. I'm like, yay.
He paying you.
It a pain.
Feel
It a pain. But I've seen, again, I remember several music artists who, when they first came out, and just some people,
Oh yeah.
kind of like shout.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Okay,
Which
Rema,
one?
when Rema came out, God, I remember the comments.
Really?
I remember the comments when he first came out. Who is this one?
Really?
But I would look at it, I'm like, this guy has something. What are you guys not seeing? Because they can't see it, they'll shit on it.
Yes.
But then he kept giving them back to back until they more or less accepted him. Now it's the same thing that's going on. I mean, it kept going. I remember one time someone did that exact same thing. Sorry, it was a girl. I don't watch
Usually.
Nollywood films.
Yeah.
The guys can be worse. Be like, no. And so he's like, I don't watch Nollywood films. I said, okay, that's fine. Kept selling my ticket. Oh, can I take a picture with you? Sorry, I don't take Nigerian pictures.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm petty like that. Yeah. You would go meet Brad Pitt, go take picture with him. No. Baba, I don't No.
Man said I don't take Nigerian pictures.
Yeah, you don't want Nollywood. My bread, I'm waiting that I take feed my family. You now want to shit on. No, please.
Take with Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Then they're watching.
Okay.
Bruh.
Look, your top 3 Nigerian actors and top 3 actors of all time.
I'm gonna start with number 3. Top 3 Nigerian actors. Number 3. RMD. 2.
It's heavy.
Olu Jacobs.
Heavy.
1. Deyemi Okolon.
I'm alone. Baba, give me another boring name, John. Someone else.
No.
Oh, so let's say
I'll tell
3,
you.
2, 1, 0. You're 0. Who's number 1? Let's do it that way.
Man.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No. So in this space, Olu Jacobs and RMD are my mentors.
Ooh, let's go.
Are my mentors. One other actor that I absolutely respect and I love and I've learned so much from him is Bimbo Mano. Bimbo Mano. Yeah. That's an actor's actor. So I'll say those are my top 3 actors.
Of all time or Nigerian actors?
Nigerian actors.
How about of all time?
Denzel Washington.
Number 1? See the smile on your face.
Yeah. That's my guy. He doesn't know it yet, but he's my guy. He's my guy.
Very soon.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah.
What do you think of Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp's range is mad. As an actor, I mean, your point of view.
So, like, I can add several actors to that list, but I just gave you the top 3 that comes to mind. And those are my standard answers. And in terms of performances, I'll tell you that. Let me not even say this. Let me put it like this. For me, I love Denzel. Number 1. Before I even look at performance, I love his whole life.
No Diddy.
You know, this guy. I love his, what he represents. I remember.
Please don't say Training Day.
No, God rest his soul. The Black Panther.
Oh,
Chadwick
Boseman.
Chadwick came out and said there will be no Chadwick, there will be no Black Panther without Denzel, because Denzel paid, Denzel set up a foundation that paid his fees to go to school. That's greatness, that I would live in my lifetime. I would hear that, top actors 20, 30 years from now come out and say that I did something to help their career. That for me is a win. I can go. I can leave.
Are you working on something like that?
Oh yeah. I'm always working on something like that. Every year I do a small class with young actors, where I kind of like, because I come from a sales and marketing background, I kind of like sit down with them and help them carve out a sales and marketing strategy for their career.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's called The Business of Acting.
Lovely.
Yeah. And so, and I'm going to scale that over time. So Denzel, Daniel Day-Lewis, Leonardo DiCaprio, those 2 brilliant performers. And you mentioned Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp has a thing for playing quirky characters.
Yes.
Off-kilter type.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But then range for me means you can play the quirky and you can play the regular, and you play them convincingly. I've not seen him play enough of the regular.
Can you mention another artist that has taken that trajectory?
Yeah.
Who?
Leonardo.
Okay.
Leonardo.
I mean, you're an actor, so I can't argue.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, before we round things up, if you were to advise, especially for you who has said, look, I quit acting and still came back and took it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
And you are absolutely successful at it. And you have crossed into producing your own movies, directing your stuff, and doing all of these things, right? And you're killing it. If you're to advise a new actor, cheers to that, by the way. I'm so happy. Anything that has you positively in the news, I love it. Always, so, Baba, I don't need to message you, they find clouds. They post them, they dare you, If you were to advise a young actor looking to get into the space and say, you know what, this is how you should go about it, how would you do?
It's really difficult to say what I'm about to say. But I'm going to borrow from one of the greatest books of all time. It's called the Bible.
Let's go.
Yeah. There was a story about a guy who had a dream. He opened up his mouth and he shared his dream with everybody, and they hated him. And they sold him off. They tried to kill him.
Joseph.
Sold him off.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You read? Okay. All right.
Nah, bro, you just chose one of the easiest parts of the Bible.
And then he had a dream, and for that dream he was hated, and then they tried to kill him, and then they sold him off as a slave, and then he got accused for what he didn't do. He got into jail. From jail, he helped people. They didn't help him back. Eventually, he was needed for something, and he showed up. If you're going to meet Joseph and say, Joseph, please, can you tell us the steps to success? This will tell you, oh, you know what? First of all, go and open your mouth and tell everybody your dream. Then they will hate you. Then after they hate you, then do this. How is Joseph going to tell you the 10 steps of success? For me, acting was never the dream. I wasn't young and saying, oh, I want to act, I want to be an actor. No, greatness was the dream. I wanted to live a life of freedom, and I wanted to maximize myself. And I found that in engineering at a level, and I found out in sales and marketing at a level. And then as I did a bit of acting, this seems to be it. And now I'm producing, and I'm finding that, you see, we're human beings.
Insatiable wants.
Human beings tend to want to box themselves into this when you're so talented across many areas, you know. But having said that, anytime anybody comes to me about, I want to act, you know, one of the first things I say is, what else do you know? What else do you know? Because you see, what will make you distinct is the other thing that you know. It's the other thing that you know. If you are, for example, you're a martial artist, and then you come into the acting field, you're different. That's one of the things that makes you different, right? You come from sales and marketing. Yeah, you're going to be very different with an engineering background. So your mind is different, you know. Some kid came to me and asked me about going into music and everything. I said, go to school first. Because whatever you learn there, and going to school doesn't mean the four walls of the school, because life, things have changed, right? But know something else. Bring that, you know, into your passion, you know, and especially, you don't want to be one of these hungry artists. Life is already difficult. Try to soften things down for yourself. Look at me, I got a 9 to 5.
Yes.
You know. And so people should just learn how to not box themselves into one thing. Bring something else into this thing that you love. That would make you different. I would also say, don't be a small dreamer. Don't be a small dreamer. That's the second thing. So learn something, but don't be a small dreamer. If you're coming in, go for it all. I can tell you the mind process that turned into a career for me. It was, I sat down one day after having done so many different things, and a question sort of popped into my consciousness. And it was, what is the one thing that you can be the best in the world at?
What was the answer?
I'm doing the answer now.
Film.
And so, look at it. If you've tried running 100 meters before, and people looked at you and said, wow, you have something there, and then you worked a bit harder and you got better. I was like, wow, you're doing really good, and then you work a bit harder. If you extrapolate and say, if I work really, really, I shut down everything and I focus on this one thing, and I see that I have natural talent for it and I love it, and because people, desire and passion are two different things. You say, oh, I'm passionate about, no, you desire it. Passion is in the proof, is in the process. You've tried it, you've gotten a measure of success, or you failed, you've gotten some criticism, you work harder, you get better. That's what I call passion. That's what I call passion. And so getting to that point where I looked at myself, I said, if I apply myself, I've tried this thing on this level. If I apply myself more and more, and I have I know I have the capacity, and I have this excellence mindset, yes, I believe that I can stand at par with anybody in the world. All the actors I just mentioned, every single one of them, I believe it. Now, I find that a lot of people aren't ready to really apply themselves that much. I find that. So that's what I say to people. I'm like, look, you want to do this, just be ready to apply yourself. So the question of what can you be the best in the world at, make sure it's that thing that you're saying, and then understand that you have to apply yourself. So I think that's the third point. I think the final point would be, and I kind of mentioned it in the second one, don't dream small, right? Dream big.
Yes.
Never let your current situation limit the size of your dreams. Never. Because, bruh, I'll cite examples. Like, there was a time in my life, you talked about Baker's World, oh, rich kid. No. I got up one day, I looked at what my mother had built over the years, and I said, this is what my mother built. I have not built anything of my own. And it was difficult to even try. You know how Nigerian businesses, some parents, they don't really listen to their kids that work with them. So I got up, I packed my bag, I told my mother, I'm resigning, and I'm leaving the house. And I had nothing. That's when I realized I actually had nothing in the world. Let me tell you how bad it was. My job, when I moved into my friend's house in Shomolu, you know Shomolu is the printing area.
Yes, printing.
My job was sharing flyers on the streets of Lagos. Bro, I was sharing flyers one day. One friend of mine from Unilag drove past, parked, wound down and said, man, call me by my nickname. I looked at him.
What was the nickname?
I ain't telling you that. Nigga, I'm gonna dig up.
Yeah, please.
Why do you think I changed this?
Keep going.
Rebranding. Bruh, call me by my nickname. And it was like, I say, hey, you know, I'm just, I hustle. People ask me all the time, what was the most embarrassing moment? That's one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. I used to wonder how people gather money to buy car. Remember, I cut my family off. I was
You
like,
never even chop.
I couldn't afford to eat. If I go my friend's office for Surulere, because I was living in my friend's house in Shomolu, I was working for my friend's office in Surulere. I could only take one bus, one way. So I'll walk in the morning. No, I'll walk to Surulere from Shomolu in the morning, and then I'll take bus back at night. And I could only afford one meal a day. And I remember I'll go to the one of my last spots to Akiomi area, and I'll order 2 wraps of amala without. That's no
Without
meat.
means no meat, no
meat,
pomon,
no
nothing.
nothing. Yeah. And that was me for 18 months. It seems like a short period now, but while I was living it, it felt like my whole life. And I remember, as I said, I would look at people driving, and I'd be like, how do you gather enough money to buy a car? But it was in the midst of that, I decided that my first car was going to be a brand new car. Bro, I decided that my first car was going to be a brand new car. Crazy.
Did you do that?
Crazy. Hold on. And so I remember I got on a project and I needed to be mobile. And the company gave me a loan to get a car, right? And so we got one small car to do the project. So I never really took it as my car. When I was done with the project, it was hugely successful, by the way. They said, keep the car. And I kept the car, but it still wasn't my first car because I didn't buy it with my money. But between sharing flyers and somebody seeing me sharing flyers, I'm like, look, this thing that you're doing here, there's a tech version of it, right? Dealfish, if you remember Dealfish. And he said, we'd like you to come and work with us as, you know, they had this role for me then. And I went in and I was working with them and they started paying me a little bit more money. And then I got closer to the dream, you know, but then I looked at the price of brand new cars and I looked at the price of Tokumbo cars. I was like,
You'd be like, say, non-talks.
So I would go on this Tokumbo, you know, they had websites where people do Tokumbo cars. I remember checking it one night and there was a loud voice in my head. But you said you wanted a brand new car. I never opened another Tokumbo website ever again.
Just today?
Ever again. ever
Today?
again. Yes. Never. And so I remember circumstances. Some company that my friend worked with had bought. So first of all, there was a car company that was selling off like previous model, right? So they were selling off at discounts. They had a bunch of it. And they were selling to a company that my friend worked at. So it was already discounted, and then these guys were buying in bulk. So it was discounted again.
Extra discounted. Yes.
My friend told me about it. I had some money saved. It wasn't enough, but I put it in. I talked to another friend of mine who was in banking, finance. I was like, look, I want to do this. Oh, because of the way you're set up, this is what we can do for you. Dude, long story short, my first car was a Passat, a Volkswagen Passat. It was brand new.
Bruh.
When the car landed, I'm saying the rubber. This one no be the rubber where they put to. No be that. You know, there's that rubber that they put.
That one
Legit.
nah. It be like when they use rap hamala.
I was sharing flyers, watching people drive cars,
You bought a brand new one.
and I ended up with a brand new car. So I'm convinced that you should never limit the size of your dreams to your present reality. Dream big. Dream big. It costs you nothing.
I'm not even going to lie. I'm motivated, and I'm here to conduct interview.
About-
Bro, man. Look, it's done. It's the perfect way to end the show. We're gonna have a part 2, but it's the perfect way to end the show, and I appreciate that. And it speaks to me personally, you know. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate you as a human being, and yeah, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, guys. There will be no live session for this, but we are actually done. Catch me on the flip side with another artist and with another personality, and let's see how that goes. Thank you so much for being a part of this. We out.
Hi, everyone. My name is Deyemi Okonlawon. I'm here on the link up at Echooroom. Like, share, subscribe.